Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles and beyond. It's a very windy day here in Santa Barbara, therefore, we're inside today. It's always such a different feeling. It's almost like it's a little bit more intimate because it's quiet and there's not so many distractions from the birds and the whatever activities are happening outside. It was the most beautiful drive coming in today. Every year it comes around and I forget how beautiful fall is here. It's just the light in the sky, the light, the feeling in the air. Today, driving in, the wind, I'm sure, helped. The clarity as I looked out over the ocean and could see the islands just crystal clear. So beautiful and so reflective of where we are, where we have become, where we are going. We just get more and more crystal clear in our awareness. And how we become aware of things, whether it's our signal, which direction to turn next, whether it's all those amazing messages we get from, as Robert spoke about just the other day, the millions of entities that have been looking after us for so long. I love how he used the analogy of driving, and you know how somebody in the car next to you is feeling, or you just know things. And to have it brought to my attention that it's from those entities that have always looked after us was quite a magical feeling, actually. As long as I can remember, I've always had this, well, when I was young, I had a curiosity about where all I knew of was the feelings. And I wondered where they came from. And I may have shared the story before. It was a long time ago, but it makes me want to share it again, of when I was very young. I don't think I was even a teenager yet. In school, we were shown a short video called Powers of 10. It was actually for a math class. And yet what it did is it took my awareness, it's like it smacked me awake as the camera drew out from a couple on a blanket having a picnic in a park. And as the camera went out away from them by the powers of 10, until you could see the planet Earth, and then you could see the Milky Way. And they just kept going into the total darkness where there was nothing, and they kept going. And I remember my little brain just about, it stopped, actually. I was so blown away by the incomprehensibility of that trip I had just taken. And then they switched directions and they came back down to Earth, to the couple having a picnic in the park, to a square on the woman's arm, and then going in and in and in to the woman's physical arm, and the layers, and to the molecules and then the atoms and then the electrons. And again, my little brain it just stopped again. But there was this unbelievable explosion of remembering, is how I see it now. It was coming back to what I knew. And I never again understood how any human being on planet Earth could simply think we were a body in physical form and nothing else, including my own father. He, for most of his life, thought that's what we were. And at the end of your life, you're just gone and there's nothing else. And I knew from that, when it came so swiftly and directly to my attention, what I already knew, my life here on planet Earth was forever changed. And then to have this little nudge of remembering how we're looked after and how those feelings that we have, that we know even what's coming around the corner, we know who's going to call. Oh, there's so many things. It's just brilliant magic. And to me, it's one of the things that makes this life so much fun. There's so much that we have here to play with, that we have beyond here to play with. As we take more trips out into the outer reaches of the universe, as we visit our home, as we fly around and light up stars, move things, reposition things, put things back in balance. What a glorious time this is. And among other things, what's being delivered is again the awareness of the harmony that each and every one of us is bringing, especially here to physical Earth. And some of us are finding ourselves with no thought, just with an impulse, starting to move our hands. Without even knowing what we're doing. And yet we know we're changing everything. Again, we're bringing balance and harmony. And everything that we know belongs here with humanity, including our standard of living, including how we're all looked after on the physical plane. All of this that's been kept at bay for millennia, we're now bringing back. And just at that moment, the wind blew our favorite tree just outside. Felt like a confirmation from nature, which happens quite a lot. Just reminded me of as I was just finishing up the invitation for this week's broadcasts, literally the moment I finished it and I sent out a message, the rain started to fall. We haven't had rain in quite a while. You could hear it. It's like music. And something really simple happened. I think it was yesterday. I noticed at some point after the rain had started falling, we have a covered porch and a sliding glass door that has a sliding screen door. And I noticed a bee had landed on the outside of the screen. And I thought, oh, he's escaping those large raindrops. But then several hours later, he was still there. And I let him be. And then the next morning, he was still there. Now I'm puzzled. He literally had not moved from that spot on the screen door. I mentioned it to David, and he commented how there'll be times like on the tennis courts when there'll be bees just on the ground, barely moving. And he made a remark, sometimes people think they might be thirsty, need water, a couple other things. And then he was out of the room, and again, following your signal, it's not even a thought process. I walked into the other room and got a Q-tip and soaked it in water. And I brought it over to the bee. And I put it on the screen, which of course the little tiny holes in the screen, hold the water. And I could see his body starting to move. I thought, well, that's interesting. And walked away, came back, not long, maybe 10 minutes later. And the drop of water was virtually gone. And I thought, wow, that was fast. Maybe it just evaporated. And then a bit later, I walked by again, and he was gone. And I had this wonderful moment. And it was just a wonderful moment. It didn't have to follow any rules. It didn't have to have any logic. It didn't even have to be about the drop of water. It was just this simple interaction with a little creature that felt like something beautiful had just happened. Welcome to the simplicity of life. As long as I can remember, I have always noticed the little things, the animals, the creatures, something in the sky that no one else has seen. Now it's so comforting because now I know it's who I am. It's part of me. It's what I do. I'm not concerned about, I used to be concerned that people thought I was strange and different. Well, I am. I'm not from here. And yet I'm very much here in the physical, and yet so much more. And it's so glorious. Again, I know I've said this before, but every week, as each one of us broadcast, everyone, it's blowing my mind, actually. how much each and every one of us is stepping forward with quite a bit of confidence now, with assurance and knowing, stepping forward into ourself, doing what we came here to do. The light just keeps shining brighter and brighter from everyone. It's spectacular. It's kind of like watching fireworks. And the amazing interactions that our Advancement Center family has, with each and every presentation, is just a whole other level of, well, it's celebration. We're always celebrating. But the interactions themselves just spark more and more moments of recognition, aha moments. I'm going to share this. It's going to sound interesting. One of my moments after someone spoke reminded me, so things happen daily, probably millions of things actually, come into your experience and then they're gone. And then someone speaks something and boom, there they are. They just come flooding back into your experience. And one that was, again, pretty mind-blowing for me was Robert's broadcast, I don't know when, this past week, about especially bringing our awareness back to our twin and how we've made space for our twin. And especially when he said, our twin will be in the physical or is in the physical. That was huge. And my recollection, as someone spoke about something, came of, I think maybe it was the night before, I don't know. I was at work. It was dark. I was just leaving the hotel to go pick someone up. I'm driving west, and right there in the sky in front of me, this bright white, looked like a star to the physical eye, just fell straight down in front of me. Absolutely, perfectly straight. Was rather amazing moment. I even, when I got home, Googled it to find out what was that. Of course, there's no mention of it. And then this moment, after I listened to Robert's transmission about our twin, and someone mentioned about a star and our twin, I don't remember even the words. And in a flash, I saw it. That was my twin coming to Earth. There's more of these moments. They happen all the time. I feel like we are so awake now, so alive, as everyone brings more life or just life into life itself. It's magnificent. It's beyond description. And there's more, as Robert always says to us, and there's always more. and it's always amazing. You reach these pinnacle moments and you go, "Oh my god," and then there's more. It's quite exciting and fabulous. So, I guess today was about sharing some of my experiences here. I never know what the next broadcast will bring. It's always a mystery to me. But there's so much support. Even as I drive in to get here, there's so much that happens. And once again, the wind, I can hear it. It's such a beautiful sound. So as that wind whips around, stirs everything up, throws around the beautiful vibrations and energies that are here today, and sends it everywhere. On that wind, I send each and every one of you the most perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you for joining me today. I am Genya.